Today, this pharmaceutical manufacturing company from Kazakhstan is recognized both at home and abroad, earning respect among global partners. Its story is worth telling. Founded in 1998, the enterprise is now approaching its 30th anniversary as a confident national leader in the production of disposable medical devices. The plant currently produces around 200 types of medical products. Its production complex, located in Almaty region, provides jobs for about 500 people. How a small idea grew into a major enterprise and the path the company has taken will be told by the entrepreneur herself.
Когда 28 лет назад я закончила медицинский институт.
28 years ago, when I graduated from the Asfendiyarov Medical Institute with a degree in pharmacy, I saw a major problem: how to properly prevent hospital-acquired infections. That's when the idea came to me, to build a factory producing sterile medical devices, making them more affordable and accessible. We were among the first in the CIS countries to manufacture sterile gloves, not only surgical, but also diagnostic latex and nitrile gloves. From there, we expanded to producing full sets of all types of operations.
Мы начали производить комплекты для всех видов операций. Сегодня мы можем с гордостью сказать, что мы обслуживаем.
Today, we can proudly say that we serve UMC Holding, our major cardiac center, where the world-renowned surgeon Dr. Pia operates. Winning that contract required enormous investment, first in building a plant that meets all global standards, and then in developing products that match the most advanced international requirements. We are proud of our products. They are made in Kazakhstan under our own brand, and they meet the highest quality benchmarks.
Сегодня всем мировым самым передовым стандартом. Мы можем гордиться сегодня нашей продукцией. Это бренд, который сделан в Казахстане.
On paper, it may sound simple, but reaching the international level requires deep knowledge, especially in medicine, where business operates under strict global standards. For a young specialist fresh out of university, the lack of management experience was natural. Yet, as the company grew and the staff expanded, the need for effective management methods became urgent. In this process, Yelena traveled to different countries, studied the practices of major corporations abroad, asked questions, and searched for answers. Today's streamlined processes and a strong team are the result of that long journey and the experience she has accumulated.
Сложностей было немало, что мы только не
There were plenty of difficulties. We went through everything, really. After medical school, we had no idea what management was. I had to figure it out. How do you manage 50 people? Then 100 people? Then 500? Today, we have those 500 employees. I traveled to many countries, always searching for answers to my own questions about management. Just recently, I returned from a global business forum hosted by a company with 35,000 employees. That's the scale I looked at, always trying to learn how to manage better.
На свои же собственные вопросы по управлению, по менеджменту.
How can stable quality in pharmaceutical production be guaranteed and continuously improved? How can the human factor be minimized? This is a high-tech industry where precision is critical in every detail, even in the smallest inscription on the packaging. These are the questions that entrepreneur Yelena Lee has focused on throughout her career. She emphasizes that her choice of direction was deliberate. For 28 years while developing her company, she has contributed to the confident growth of Kazakhstan's pharmaceutical industry.
Here, we have no right to make mistakes, not even in labeling. A single error could cost someone their life. That's why the pharmaceutical business is one of the most complex.
Beyond the challenges of management, organizing internal processes also demanded considerable time. Yet, thanks to the cohesion of the team and their coordinated work, production was fully established within 2 years, and all loans were repaid within 6. International partners, exporters, and raw materials suppliers played a significant role in overcoming these difficult stages. Yelena also emphasizes the importance of trust from the state as the enterprise actively participated in government programs supporting the industry. Today, this enterprise has become unique in its niche, confirmed by international certificates of compliance. Competing confidently with global brands, the Kazakhstani producer has secured a strong position in the market. The pandemic became a true test of resilience. During lockdown, when demand for such products surged, requests for supplies came from across the world: South Korea, Switzerland, the United States, and European countries. The company made every effort to respond to these challenges.
Мы тоже своей командой компании приняли решение.
Our team made a difficult decision
Те, кто
to save the doctors first,
они
those always on the front line, in the red zone. Our task was to supply them. At that moment, masks, respirators, gloves became our weapons.
начали закупать.
All the equipment flew out instantly. Materials ran out in 2 weeks. What we bought from abroad didn't fit our automation systems, but we found solutions. Many machines were switched to manual mode. We retooled, worked by hand, hired an additional 100 people. We overcame countless barriers under lockdown with inspections every hour. For 6 months, we endured horrors, but we felt pride in the brand, pride in the fact that Made in Kazakhstan was recognized worldwide.
Но была гордость за бренд Made in Kazakhstan. Его знали во всем мире.
We are now in the workshop for assembling, labeling, and packaging syringes. Here we produce syringes of different volumes: 2, 5, 10 milliliters. This workshop is new. We opened it just 3 years ago.
Today, the plant operates 7 production workshops. Among them are lines for sterile and non-sterile gloves, as well as activated carbon. A separate block is dedicated to sewing medical items, gowns, masks, caps, and protective kits. Cotton and polymer workshops run continuously, producing plastic instruments such as gynecological specula, Airy spatulas, and Volksman spoons. Completing the technological chain is the company's own ethylene oxide sterilization unit. You're now in the casting workshop where we produce pistons and cylinders for syringes. We also manufacture Cusco specula, Volksman spoons, and spatulas here. This year, the enterprise expanded its production line, launching production of gynecological specula, respirator masks, fish-style masks, CI masks, as well as children's butterfly models and versions with bright prints. Special attention is given to modernizing workshops and strictly controlling the production environment. Creating flawless working conditions for every specialist remains the top priority of management.
Если вы посмотрите наш завод,
If you look at the plant today, you'll see the purest sanitary conditions, warmth, and comfort. It took me 28 long years to achieve this. I didn't start with much, only $200. You can imagine how difficult that was. I dreamed that my colleagues would one day work in such clean, warm conditions, dressed neatly with dignity. Now we have a stable financial model thanks to our product range, the assortment that hospitals everywhere need in peacetime. That demand keeps us strong.
в мирное время всеми больницами. Абсолютно.
Мы находимся в цехе кардио, где
We are now in the cardiology workshop, where complex surgical kits for heart operations are produced. This includes a sewing section and assembly.
здесь у нас
Here we make gowns like the one I'm wearing, sheets, covers, bowels, catheters, everything needed for the most difficult operations. This is a new workshop opened just 3 years ago. Right now, demand for cardiac kits is very high. Unfortunately, heart disease is affecting younger people, and many operations are performed. That's why these disposable sterile kits, containing everything from gloves to catheters, are in demand. A surgeon enters the operating room, opens the kit, puts it on, and can immediately begin the procedure.
Потому что в операционную зашел, распаковал, одел и можешь делать операцию. Да.
Да, мы производим и поставляем по всему Казахстану и не только. Также
Yes, we produce and supply across Kazakhstan and beyond. we also export our medical products to neighboring countries. At the moment, we are working on obtaining CE certification, which will allow us to supply to Europe and further abroad.
Сырье если это упаковочные материалы, то мы закупаем здесь, в Казахстане.
As for raw materials, packaging materials we purchase here in Kazakhstan, while the main materials come from Russia, China, Malaysia, Turkey, and other countries.
Буквально 2 года назад мы с коллегами
Just 2 years ago, our team even traveled to Europe, to Prague in Czech Republic, for training and practice. Our company constantly invests in education and professional development.
компания постоянно обучает, повышает квалификацию сотрудников.
From a small team of 20 to a large-scale enterprise, the company has preserved its core values. Today, by supplying the domestic market with essential medical products, it makes a significant contribution to strengthening Kazakhstan's industry. Recognition at the state level provides fresh motivation for further growth. Yet the team's highest priority remains strict quality control at every stage of production.
Контроль качества продукции и процессов.
Quality control of products and processes is something our company pays enormous attention to. In medicine, every device represents someone's life, someone's health, someone's loved one. A single defective product could mean tragedy. Now everyone talks about business and entrepreneurship, but medicine is not just business. It is a social field. First and foremost, we must think about the health of citizens. Here, compromise is unacceptable. Quality must always come first. That is what our brand stands for. Quality in both product and service. And as we actively expand into exports, quality remains the cornerstone of everything we do.
Это то, что стоит во главе угла нашего бренда.
In the early days, the founders did everything possible to establish the business. Today, however, competitiveness increasingly depends on digital transformation. The enterprise has embraced this trend, introducing neural network solutions into operational processes. These innovations have automated analytics, inventory management, and internal documentation. Alongside automation of production lines, the integration of artificial intelligence has dramatically accelerated work cycles and boosted overall efficiency.
На самом деле мы то предприятие.
In reality, our enterprise still relies heavily on manual labor. In some ways, it resembles light industry, but the level of standardization here is 100 times higher than in aviation or even banking. Pharmaceuticals are complex. That's why automation is what can take the company to another level. Of course, we still have much to strive for. We visit colleagues abroad, study their programs, and see factories where everything is controlled from a single console, even from screens in the corridors, with only a minimal number of people on site. It's impressive. We are working toward that as well. We believe that technology and artificial intelligence are especially successful in medicine because this field is directly connected to the health of every family.
Успешно идут именно в медицинскую отрасль, потому что все-таки это то, что связано со здоровьем каждого из нас.
The company's leader, who defended a dissertation in business management, now applies a scientific approach to operations. She notes that preventing hospital-acquired infections depends on a complex set of factors, not only advanced medical procedures. It begins with basic conditions: clean facilities, reliable ventilation, and strict sterilization control. Equally important are staff qualifications and even the quality of cleaning. As Yelena emphasizes, systematic control of such details is what allows the enterprise to effectively address the challenges of biosafety.
И поэтому предупреждение внутрибольничных инфекций.
Preventing hospital-acquired infections is a major national task, and we, as a company, are successfully advancing in this mission, helping our country to meet this challenge. When I defended my doctorate on this topic, my partner and I opened an academy for entrepreneurs to help them scale and expand their businesses. That's when I realized no university teaches how to work with people. Understanding people is a vast science, and people are the main instrument of management.
Разбираться в людях – это такая большая наука, а ведь люди – это главный инструмент управления.
Building a large enterprise from a small idea, Yelena Lee often returns to the company's early history. 28 years ago, this factory offered the market a quality alternative to the traditional gauze mask. Later, it became one of the first in Kazakhstan to master the production of specialized sterile kits for obstetric surgery, including cesarean sections. Having traveled this long road, Yelena speaks with warmth about the support of her family, who believed in her idea from the very beginning.
Все это 28 лет назад, представляете?
It all started 28 years ago.
Вся семья
Imagine how we introduced all of this. My family supported me completely. My parents allowed me to put family property up as collateral in the bank, and my husband later joined in, investing everything he earned. We put it all into this plant, so that one day the country could be proud of it.
всё отдавали сюда, вот на этот завод, чтобы только это.
I believe our family fulfilled this mission. During the pandemic, we were needed by the nation, and we are proud of that. Our team fulfilled its mission in full, but this is far from everything the company can achieve.
Наш коллектив свою миссию выполнил сполна.
Passing a family business on to children is a common practice. History knows many dynasties where enterprises were handed down from generation to generation. But Yelena admits she does not believe her business must necessarily be inherited by her children. On this point, she has a clear and open view.
Совершенно не обязательно, чтобы мои дети стояли у руля. То есть очень важно, чтобы
It is absolutely not necessary for my children to run the company.
управлял.
What matters is building a management system that can govern and expand the business independently.
Это не то, что, скажем так, во главу угла ставится обязательным. Может быть, мои дети не хотят этим
My
заниматься.
children may not want to do this. They may be born artists or dancers. Why should I force them? That would be wrong.
Это неправильно. Почему так происходит? Что, очень многие
Many parents expect or pressure their children to continue the business. I don't. If my children happen to have the talent and desire for entrepreneurship, then wonderful, the stars align. But it should never be imposed.
предпринимателям прежде всего и желание. Но в этом случае, то, можно сказать, карты сошлись, да?
Over 28 years of continuous development, the company has built a recognizable brand, brought Kazakhstani products to the global market, and established production on an international scale. A tremendous achievement. Its high standards are regularly recognized at major international competitions and expert exhibitions, and such professional acclaim has become systematic.
Мы участвовали в 2022 году, и выиграли.
In 2022, we won the Altyn Sapa competition, held every 2 years in Kazakhstan. We received the cup and earned the right to participate in the CIS Quality Award, where we became laureates.
В конкурсе также СНГ, премия качества СНГ, и стали дипломантами. У нас есть диплом от СНГ, диплом.
I personally traveled to Minsk, Belarus, to bring back the cup and diploma. This year, we have applied again for Altyn Sapa. After winning, you can only re-enter after 4 years.
После того, как мы выиграли, мы через 4 года только получаем возможность заново участвовать.
Я хочу и мечтаю оставить наши...
My dream is to leave behind a pharmaceutical medical cluster in Kazakhstan as a matter of national security. Health is a priority sector of the country, and it must be recognized as such by everyone without exception.
Всеми, безусловно, приниматься как приоритет.